Welcome to WAND's special broadcast of the WSOY Community Food Drive. I'm Darren Mullen.
And I'm Sierra Rucker, and throughout all the afternoon, we're going to be bringing you live information straight from the airport plaza here in Decatur at the Kroger, and people from all over the community, they're coming out and they're donating those perishable items for these food pantries or even monetary donations as well.
It's been so cool to see just the community coming out and just joining us already. We've had choirs out here. I've seen people from all walks of life out here making these donations, and hey, the skies seem to be clearing up a little bit for us, so you love to see it. So let's talk a little bit about the food drive now. The WSOY Food Drive returns this year after it had been on pause for a little bit. That was back in 2021 when we went on a little bit of a break. That year, the community helped collect more than 8 million pounds of food. That's a lot of food, guys. But since then, there's been a growing need for this drive. So from now until 6, you can stop by here and make a donation.
That's right, and as Darren was mentioning beforehand, it is a lot going on out here in the parking lot in Kroger. As you can see on your screen right there, we're taking a live drone view right now over the airport plaza in Decatur right now, where you can see just a bunch of volunteers out there ready to collect these donations, the wonderful stage where people in the community, they're coming up there and kind of sharing their experiences and why this is so important for the community as well. And hey, the weather cleared up. It was pouring down a few minutes actually before we got ready to set up, but it's clear now.
Yep. Hey, as the poet Roscoe Dash once said, rain, rain, go away. That's what all my haters say, and that's what Anthony Peoples has been saying all day. Get this rain out of here. Anthony, can we expect skies to be clear as we head into the afternoon?
And if you had outdoor plans this morning, it hasn't been the greatest, but at least the weather has improved in Decatur here in South Shores, as we're starting to see some blue skies overhead. I'm multitasking, running the graphics, so bear with me here. As we take a look at the view out over Lake Decatur right now, we're seeing cloudy skies, but again, this is giving way to mostly sunny skies as we go through the afternoon hours, and temperatures are going to start to respond to the sunshine. There's a look at the showers and thunderstorms making their way through central Illinois. Already come to an end in Champaign and across our western hometowns. The showers and storms have become very widely scattered, and as we take a look at the showers and thunderstorms here as we go through the afternoon hours, we're going to see improving weather conditions here as high temperatures make it up into the upper 70s. We'll let you know how warm it's going to be for the weekend, because it's going to get even warmer here for tomorrow, and we'll have details on that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, thank you, Anthony. Now let's look at some of those top headlines of the day.
That's right. First, a story we've been following now for more than a year. An Ohio teen admitted to causing a deadly crash and chemical spill into Teutopolis last year. The aftermath of the crash killed 5 people, including 2 kids. The NTSB says dash camera video from the truck shows the moments that led to the tanker tipping and spilling anhydrous ammonia. The Effingham County State's Attorney has not filed charges against the teen at this time, but victims of the crash have filed a lawsuit against her. Teachers with the Meridian School District have been working without a contract for the last few months. Last night, union members and supporters gathered at the board meeting. The Meridian Federation of Teachers started contract negotiations all the way back in June, and they're currently under mediation. The MTF president says the union is looking to improve teacher retention. WAND News reached out to the Meridian School District, but the district declined to comment.
Meanwhile, the Urbana Police Department has started a new initiative called the Clergy Patrol. Officers say it will pair local faith leaders with Urbana cops to provide a more spiritual support at crime scenes when requested. The department hopes this will help build trust between police and the community, while also reducing conflicts and promoting healing. One couple from Champaign is heading south to help with the cleanup after Hurricane Helene. That storm went through parts of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas last week. The Litch Blues left Decatur in the Red Cross emergency response vehicle, and they're heading to Macon, Georgia.
In the past, when we've gotten to other hurricanes or floods or whatever, the people are just so thankful and gracious and in need, so that's all we need.
The couple are expected to get to Macon, Georgia today and will meet up with other volunteers already down there. So let's go ahead and start continuing our coverage of the WSOY Food Drive. Donations, again, they've been rolling in, Darren, since 6 this morning.
This truly brings out the best in the community. People are donating not only their money, they're also donating their time as well. WAND's Maya Brandenburg has been hanging out here at the food drive almost all morning long, even before things started this morning. Maya, how have these donations been coming along this afternoon?
Darren and Sierra, when I first got here this morning, the volunteers were already here and hard at work. And their hard work has definitely been recognized. They've been collecting donations since 6 o'clock this morning. And if you look behind me, you can see on their screen that they've raised $447,000 so far. That's only 6 hours, and there's still 6 hours to go, so they will be collecting donations up until 6 o'clock tonight. If you want to make a donation, you can come to the Airport Plaza Kroger and you'll make your way and they will take your donations. Darren and Sierra, back to you.
Alrighty, Maya, that is a grand total, not a grand total, but what a total. Right now, we're not even almost halfway there yet.
I know, yeah, we are just past the halfway mark at this point, and we're already there, and we're having people just drive in throughout the morning. We keep seeing cars coming behind us, entering through the drive-through lane. And let's talk a little bit now about the history of this drive. For 20 years, this food drive has helped support local food pantries and help fight food insecurity in communities in Macon County. Over the past 20 years, the drive has collected 23 million pounds of food. Woo! That is a lot of food. In 2021, organizers ended the drive following a $1 million donation from the Howard Buffett Foundation. But with the rising cost of food right now, they decided it was time for it to return. So who benefits from all of this? Well, all food donations will be split between Catholic Charities, the Salvation Army, the Good Samaritan Inn, and the Northeast Community Fund. All of the money collected today goes toward purchasing food at some of the smaller pantries around our area that serve Alice families.
And you know what, Darren, I'm so glad you brought up the Alice family, so let's dive into exactly who they are. These are working families who live paycheck to paycheck, and oftentimes one unexpected expense like a car repair or even a medical bill that can cause a domino effect for these families to fall into poverty. The United Way says that right now, 26% of Macon County is considered an Alice family.
Something like food is such a great thing for us to be able to provide in our community for these Alice families. That can help them so that instead of buying food, they could pay their power bill or pay their rent.
But we know that this drive also helps Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, and Northeast Community Fund's pantries as well. I think it's awesome how all the pantries and even smaller pantries are able to come together and kind of benefit from this huge event that takes place. That community obviously participates in strongly.
And it's so cool to see. At the end of the day, we're all on the same team out here.
Oh, yeah.
So we're all raising money, raising food, collecting these supplies for a good cause. And hey, speaking of some of those good causes around here, let's take a closer look at some of these food pantries who are benefiting from your donations you're bringing out here today. You're watching WAND's coverage of the WSOY Community Food Drive.
Welcome to WAND's special edition of the WSOY Community Food Drive show. We are out here live at the Airport Plaza Kroger right here in Decatur.
And this has been so cool. We've seen so many people just drive up just over the course of the few minutes we've been on the air since noon. And this is so awesome. We have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, collected thousands of pounds of food. They're having to use forklifts to move this stuff around out here and load it on semis. We've got so many donations so far, and we still have half the day to go yet. It's really, really cool to see. And this food drive benefits so many local food pantries in our area who are fighting food insecurity in our communities.
That's right, and one of those organizations is the Northeast Community Fund, and WAND's Doug Wolf actually explains how your donation can make a huge impact for them.
Working together to feed one another.
We have to all, as a community, come together if we really want things to be positive. You know, with all of the bad that's in the world, we have to show that there's good to combat that.
Each day, between 150 and 200 people visit the food pantry at Northeast Community Fund to pick up vital groceries.
An average food box that goes out of here is around $50 a box worth of product. So in order to do that for 200 people, 150 to 200 people a day, it adds up real quick.
With the help of hundreds of community members, the organization is able to stock up on necessities.
This has been historically a really big part of our funding throughout the year and our product retention. Being able to get all of that stuff in at one time, it sets us up for a successful year throughout the whole rest of the year.
The food provides more than just nutrition.
Maybe we just want them to know that there's hope. That even if the times are hard and they're in a bad place, that there are people out there that are going to give them a hand and help them out. They aren't alone in this.
And many families that receive food return the favor, offering whatever they can to help others.
And a lot of our donations come in the $5 to $25 range. There's people that have used our services, something like that, and want to give a little bit back.
In Decatur, Carly Bronkema, WAND News.
And hey, there are plenty of different ways you can give back. If you don't want to make a monetary donation, the drive is also accepting non-perishable food items.
Here's a list of some of those items right now. You can see that on your screen. That list includes pasta, rice, cereal, peanut butter, even trail mix. But those monetary donations oftentimes go further. These pantries are able to buy food by the pound at a significant discount from what we can get at the store. You can make those donations right here at Airport Plaza Kroger in Decatur or by texting your donation. And speaking of places that are benefiting from this food drive, we're now joined by Major Randy Summit from the Salvation Army here in Decatur. Thank you so much for joining us today, Randy.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me over. I appreciate it. There's a lot to talk about and what the food insecurity is in the neighborhoods and stuff, and so we're glad to be here.
Of course. Now, first, kind of talk about what do you do and who do you serve in our communities?
Well, the Salvation Army, we have a food pantry, of course. It's open 3 days a week. We've pivoted our food pantries so that our food pantry deals with the Alice families, those who are working, those who are just struggling to make ends meet. So our pantry's open in the evenings, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's open on Saturday in the morning. So people who work can actually have a chance to get there. That's one of the issues that we found. So our pantry's open 3 days a week. Plus, of course, we have our 30-man bed shelter. We feed them breakfast and dinner every single day, 365 days a week. We serve breakfast to the community every Sunday morning. We have a women's program every Thursday. We have, right now, as we're talking, I've got 35 seniors back in our building having a program with the fire department, and they're being fed as well. So all these different, and we have youth services as well for kids every Tuesday night, and we feed them dinner as well. So we have all these food programs, and all of that is covered by this great event. As long as it's food, we're able to use it, and so that's why this event is so important.
Have you seen the need really increase as prices have increased across the board?
I would say yes. Again, I trust my staff. I don't have to be in the pantry every single day, but what I do know is I see the bills and I see the stats that come through. And like, for example, the things that surprises me is that every single night we're open. We're only open for 2 hours, but in 2 hours we average 70 families every time we're open. Yeah, so that's, what is that, 210 families a week, 1,000 families a month, you know, and that's just one pantry. That's just Salvation Army. So yeah, I think the need is definitely there. I see it slowly growing because the price of food. I know, for example, Christmas is coming up already. And of course, one of the great things we do is we do a gift card at Christmas so people can buy the food they want. And we've looked at, I've gone out and actually did a little experiment and put, okay, this is what should be in my box. This is what Christmas normally is. What would that cost? And so we went and did it, and what I came back was, I've got to give families $30 extra this year compared to last year so that they can get the same amount of food they got last year. So yeah, prices are going up and the need is there.
And that's why this drive is just so important. So hopefully the weather can continue holding for us. Let's kick it out to meteorologist Anthony Peoples.
WAND Weather's 7-day forecast, sponsored by Roto-Rooter.
Happy Friday to you. I'm meteorologist Anthony Peoples. We are having a fantastic time out here at the WSOY Community Food Drive, and we're already approaching $500,000. Central Illinois, you're doing a great job. Come on out and see us here. We're here until later this afternoon, so let's talk about the weather. The showers and thunderstorms that have moved through the area have now pushed south of the area, and we have improving weather conditions here as as we go through the rest of this afternoon.
Welcome back to WAND's special coverage of the WSOY Community Food Drive, live from Airport Plaza in Decatur.
That's right. Yeah, Darren, you know, we've been out here actually all morning. We had a team out here before the drive even kicked off,
yeah.
when it was dark outside. And now that the light has come out, it is a beautiful sight to see. And the reporter who was actually out there since 5 this morning is WAND's Maya Brandenburg. Maya, can you kind of tell us about the volunteers and kind of what they go through throughout this whole drive?
Darren and Sierra, it definitely was an early morning, but volunteers were out here making sure that this food drive is able to go off without a hitch. And the rain hasn't stopped people from coming out to donate. So far, people have donated almost $500,000, and the donations are still coming in, and they are raising month by month. So far, they've raised enough money to get through the month of July to help local food pantries, help families that are struggling with food insecurity in the Macon County community. Back to you.
Well, I just got word, Sierra, that we have raised more than $400,000 already today. It's incredible to just see those donations stacking up throughout the morning.
Darren, it is only 12:25, and we're already at that. I can't even imagine where we're going to be at the end of the night when this all ends at 6 o'clock.
Yep, and we hope to keep seeing you out here throughout the day. So let's go ahead and look at the WSOY Community Food Drive benefits all kinds of local pantries who are out fighting food insecurity in our communities. We'll take a look at why this drive is needed now more than ever.
Oh, welcome back to WAND's special edition of the WSOY Community Food Drive. We are out here live right now at the Airport Plaza Kroger in Decatur.
Yeah, we have forklifts just going back and forth, taking entire pallets of donated food already. We are up to $447,000 in monetary donations, plus all the food we've collected. They're loading it onto semis. This has been such a cool experience to be out here and witness all of this live.
I agree, Darren. And hey, don't forget that you can actually continue making those donations until 6 tonight. And there are a few ways you can actually donate. So first, you can actually come on out here to the Airport Plaza Kroger here in Decatur, or you can text WSOY to 26989. You can also make a donation through Venmo, and all that information is up on your screen right now. So, you know, who actually benefits from this? Well, all of those donations will be split between the Catholic Charities, Salvation Army, Good Samaritan Inn, and the Northeast Community Fund. All of that money collected today, it goes towards purchasing food for more, and for also those smaller pantries as well around our community.
Yeah, those pantries often serve Alice families, and we'll dive into that topic a little bit more coming up in the next half hour. But something I find so cool is just everybody in Macon County just turns out for this and really goes above and beyond each time out here.
That's right, and I know we keep on mentioning, you know, all these different organizations who are bidding from that. I know we mentioned Northeast Community Funds, we mentioned Salvation Army, and there are still many more organizations who are going to greatly be benefiting from this drive.
And speaking of those organizations, Catholic Charities also has a very long history of giving here in Decatur, serving hundreds of families. We'll take a look at how they, you know, use these donations to help so many people in our community. You are watching WAND's special coverage of the WSOY Community Food Drive. Welcome back to WAND's special coverage of the WSOY Community Food Drive, live from Airport Plaza in Decatur.
That's right, all morning long we've been seeing, and afternoon, we've been seeing people from the community come in, drive through, drop off those perishable foods, make monetary donations. We have a huge stage behind us with the total, and we keep seeing it go up. So
going up, up.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice sight to see. And the WSOY Food Drive actually is making a return this year after organizers, they decided to put it on pause, the annual drive back in 2021. That year, the community helped collect more than 8 million pounds of food, but since then, there's been a growing need for this drive. So from now until 6, you can actually stop by and make a donation.
So let's take a live look over the food drive right now from our drone cam. And look at that. You can see people just going all over the place, bringing in these donations. You got forklifts working. Everyone is out here having a good time, making a difference for a good cause.
Oh yeah, I don't even feel like I'm at work right now, Darren. Having a lot of fun.
I know, I'm out here enjoying myself right now too. You know what we are enjoying? The sun is out, the jackets are coming off,
Woo!
You're not dealing with the rain anymore. Meteorologist Anthony Peoples, kudos to you, man. This is all because of you.
Well, after that showery and stormy start to the day, it's improving greatly out across central Illinois as the sun is breaking through the clouds here over South Shores. Let's take a look at what it looks like from our tower cam as we look out over Lake Decatur early this afternoon. We will see the sun, we will see clouds across the area. Overall, it's going to be an improving afternoon across central Illinois, and temperatures are going to rebound after we get these clouds out of here. Right now, let's take a look at what we're seeing across central Illinois. We are looking at very warm temperatures across our southern hometowns and in the 60s off to the north. We will see temperatures make it up to, well, now we're up to 80 in Effingham, but you notice the wide range of temperatures across central Illinois, and that's because of the shower and thunderstorm activity that is making its way through. As we go through the rest of this afternoon, those showers and storms will begin to wind down, and we'll see improving weather conditions as we move through the weekend into next week. That full forecast is coming up.
Meteorologist Anthony Peoples, the true MVP of the day.
Yeah.
We got the showers up out of here, and now the sun is shining bright once again. This drive has a lot of history in Decatur, though, Sierra. For 20 years, this drive has left a huge impact on the Macon County area.
Yeah, Darren, if you can believe it, over those 23 years, taking it back, 23 million pounds of food collected over those years, I know. And we're taking a step back to 2008 to see how the need has changed.
Just a phenomenal event. People just kept coming and coming and coming, bringing food. It was amazing to see.
A call to serve those in need brought Matt McClure to Decatur from Kansas City, Missouri. Since he started working at the Salvation Army shelter this spring, he's seen some harsh realities.
Jobs in the area are hard to find. Economic times, again, it's just hitting hard.
A message echoed by charities throughout town. For the 8th year, this storage room in the basement of Catholic Charities of Decatur is buzzing with activity. Those who are stocking these shelves say these thousands of pounds of food could not have come at a better time.
August and September were record months for us, and nearly 1,400 bags went out each of those months. You know, people are struggling and, faced with losing their homes. They're not, able to put food on the table as it is.
But for now, those families struggling will have some place to go for help during the winter months ahead.
Our building runneth over right now with food, and that means we're going to be able to help thousands of families.
Keeping up the fight against hunger. In Decatur, I'm Peter Gray, reporting your local news on Storm Center 17.
Darren, that was just so interesting to go back and look at that story from 2008 and kind of seeing a lot of similarities to what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, and it's been so important to see just as that need has changed, this drive has come back, especially after that brief pause we had starting in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really cool to see the community showing up and showing out all throughout the morning so far. And again, we're not even, 3/4 of the way through yet.
Oh, yeah.
We are just over halfway, so there's plenty of time to get out here and donate.
I know, and hey, we keep mentioning it. We've been out here all morning long, and I know WND's Maya Brenneberg been out here since the sun was down. It was dark outside and before the drive was even open for people to donate. So let's take it over to WND's Maya Brenneberg and check in with her.
Darren and Sierra, in addition to members of the community, many businesses are coming out to donate at the food drive. And right now I have Brian Wofford with me from Storage Masters, and he's got 5 carts full of groceries behind him that he's getting ready to donate to the food drive. So Brian, you guys have always made such a big effort to give back to the community. So can you tell me a little bit about why this is so important to you?
I have 5 kids and 8 grandkids. I couldn't imagine somebody that their grandkids or their kids go to bed and they don't have anything to eat. And I was blessed sometimes to have more than I need. I think it's what you're supposed to do.
And what advice do you have to people that are getting out and coming to donate at the food drive?
It doesn't take much. You may not pick up 5 or 6 baskets, but pick up 5 or 6 items. You can pick up 5 or 6 items for $10. What $10 may not mean much to you, but it sure mean much to a hungry family.
All right, well, thank you so much. Darren and Sierra, back to you.
saying some good things, good messages to take away. Even if you don't have a lot, the smallest amount can make so much of a difference.
It truly can, and those monetary donations are so critical as well, because again, these food pantries, they could go in and buy food by the pound, buy it in bulk, and get it at a much cheaper price as well. So if you don't have goods to give away today, that's fine. Just bring your money here, and it makes a huge difference to so many people, thousands of people in our community.
That's right, Deirdre. It actually makes a difference to benefiting our local pantries and organizations who are fighting that food insecurity. We know these Decatur food pantries are seeing increasing and record demand for food this year. Catholic Charities operates a large pantry which provides food on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday of each week from 9 until 11 in the morning. The organization says it is serving a record number of people for this year. And with your help, looks like we've already collected. Still, we're at the $447,000 mark. So
it's a lot of money.
Good mark. Oh,
that is a great mark with a lot of money. Plus, we have all of the canned good donations and non-perishables we've collected so far. It's been great to see. These donations benefit organizations like the Good Samaritan Inn. We'll take a look at how many people that group serves. You are watching WAND's special coverage of the WSOY Community Food Drive. The WSOY Community Food Drive, Sierra, benefits so many organizations in our community that really step up to fight food insecurity.
That is right, Darren. And one of those organizations benefiting from this food drive is the Good Samaritan Inn. And the great thing about them is that they serve a hot meal 365 days of the year. And WAND's Doug Wolf actually spoke to them and reports on how that need has grown.
The food and monetary donations collected at the WSOY Community Food Drive will keep the shelves at Good Samaritan Inn stocked for a full year. As the days cool off, a hot meal at midday.
We serve on average roughly about 200 people a day.
Hundreds of people passing through the doors of the Good Samaritan Inn every month. For some, this may be the only meal they get for the entire day, according to Executive Director Tanya Melendez.
We are seeing a lot of new faces, which it means that we are able to help those who need it, but it also means that there are more people who need it too.
The meals are tasty and the menus are varied with nutrition in mind.
But every meal does consist of a protein, a starch, a fruit, and a vegetable.
The food drive is critical. Donated food hits the shelves immediately. Monetary donations give the Good Samaritans some flexibility in what they purchase.
Because we can buy food in bulk, because we are feeding so many people.
Tanya says with the economy still uncertain, the need for meals will continue to increase.
Inflation is really high right now. We've got unemployment, and just people are finding it harder to make ends meet.
Good Samaritan Inn is open 365 days a year. In Decatur, Doug Wolf, WAND News.
We're now joined by Decatur Mayor Julie Moore-Wolf. Mayor Moore-Wolf, we've been out here all morning just seeing people come in. As mayor, how great is it to see your community stepping up like this?
You know, they always do. This is an amazing community, and especially when the need is great, people step up. And you know, it'll be all day long. We'll see people coming down, and some people can't give a lot, but they give what they can, which is just absolutely amazing. You know, you hear about the big donations. Somebody comes in with $100,000, and you think, oh, mine won't matter. We can't get to the goal we need to get to without everybody doing their part. And maybe it's $10, maybe it's $25. It's the best day indicator that we have.
Of course. Kind of tell me, how important is this drive for the community?
Well, I wish we didn't have the need, but the reason the drive came back is because the need has never been greater. You know, with inflation and just the price of everything going up, it's harder and harder to meet the demand. And you know, you want kids to go to bed with a full stomach, you want them to get up ready for school with breakfast and have a good day. And you know, the thought of children going to bed hungry is just heartbreaking. So we can make a difference. We can keep that from happening. And you know, we're in a good place right now, but we still have a long way to go because we want to make sure that all of the food pantries have the food they need for the entire year.
And it's so cool to see it benefit so many different organizations. So this isn't just one food pantry that's benefiting. It's so many all across Decatur and Macon County as a whole.
Well, and looking at the data, they went and talked to all of the food pantries. What will it cost? What do you need per month to make it through the year? And I think it's like $58,000, I think, covers every food pantry in Macon County for a month. So we aren't there yet. We are about halfway through the year. So we really need folks to, you know, come out to Kroger, pick up a bag of food, write a check. You can Venmo, you can, you know, do all of the things. It's not hard. Just help out, and it'll go a long way.
Definitely. There's a handful of ways you can donate, actually, and you still have plenty of time to donate as well. And this drive is still going on, so let's kick it over to our meteorologist, Anthony Peoples, to take a look at that weather.
WAND Weather's 7-day forecast, sponsored by Roto-Rooter.
The weather is improving across central Illinois. It's the showers and thunderstorms we saw earlier beginning to wind down in central Illinois. You're doing a great job here at the WSOY Community Food Drive. The last update, $447,000, approaching $500,000. So come on out. We're here all afternoon. Let's talk about the improving weather conditions.
Welcome back. Donations, they have been coming in since 6 this morning, and here is a live look right now at the drive.
Yeah, as you can see, it has just been an incredible performance by the community, showing up and showing out so far. WAND's Maya Brandenburg has been out here all morning long. Maya, how are things going so far?
Darren and Sierra, the WSOY Community Food Drive is in full swing, and so far they have raised $447,000, and they're still out here collecting donations. People can drop off their donations from 6 to 6 today, and there's been a big community response. Local businesses have been out here, and so have local schools. And one of the cool things that they're doing this year is there's a competition with the school that will raise the most food and money for the drive, and they will receive $5,000 as first place, and then all the way to 5th place, they'll receive a $1,000 prize. They're fundraising for each month to help people struggling with food insecurity in the community, and so far they've fundraised enough all the way through the month of July, and they've raised 50% of August. Darren and Sierra, back to you.
All right, thank you, Maya. We'll be right back with meteorologist Anthony Peoples for one last check of that forecast.
Well, although we are getting ready to wrap up our WSOY Special Community Food Drive show, donations don't end here. We have until 6 p.m. tonight, and there are a few different ways you can actually donate. So the first way, of course, you can come out here physically to the Plaza Kroger here in Decatur, or you can also text a number as well that is on your screen right there. You can text WSOY 26989, or you can also Venmo at UW Decatur as well.
We also got meteorologist Anthony Peoples back with us at our temporary set here. Anthony, how is the forecast looking for anyone trying to donate later?
It's improved greatly.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even focus on my forecast earlier. You guys ripping your coats off like it's 100 degrees out here, but it is warming up nicely. 78 today, low to mid 80s to the south. Going to be a very breezy, hot day tomorrow, 84. Then we cool it off early next week. We'll have low temperatures in the 40s, highs right around 70, 72, about where it should be. So very little rain chances after today's showers fade away. So improving weather for the weekend.
Yep, thank you so much for joining us on this special edition of WAND News at Noon. We hope to see you out here at the WSOY Community Food Drive.